Mike Epps, Martin Lawrence. Both horrible. Of that there is little doubt. But which one is worse? Can the fact that Martin Lawrence has occasionally done something halfway decent be enough to save him? Or will he be buried by Big Mama's house and other big blunders? Will we find even a shred of something nice to say about the underwhelming comedic talent of Mike Epps? These questions and more will be answered tonight on Deep Fat Fried. I noticed that when you saw that picture of Mike Epps for that Uncle Buck thing when we were doing the lamest TV shows.
Yeah.
I noticed that your hatred of Mike Epps seemed a little stronger than what I would have expected.
I don't really like Mike Epps.
Seemed like you had a little bit of a fucking, I don't know. When I notice those things, Paul, when I see Paul have that and be, Mike Epps, something clicked in my brain right there in that very moment. Got to do a versus episode. And then it was just a matter of finding the perfect person to go against Mike Epps. And first I thought maybe like Sinbad or something, but I kept going back to Martin Lawrence. I kept thinking, Martin Lawrence. But then I thought to myself, well, Martin Lawrence has done a few good things. So it seems like Martin Lawrence is going to win this. But then I was like, well, but I don't know. It just felt right. And I think it's because the two motherfuckers look basically identical. They both have the same fucking haircut.
Whoa,
they both have the same stupid goatee.
That's racist.
It's not racist. Change their skin tone to white. They still look the fucking goddamn same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they all look alike, TJ. We get it.
Real disappointing.
Can't tell one from the other. Yeah.
Real fucking disappointed.
We've all seen Martin Lawrence in things that were okay. I don't know. Bad Boys, I think, is a pretty decent flick. He did one with what's that dumb Tim Robbins guy? Did one with Tim Robbins I thought was pretty good. It's like Nothing to Lose or something.
He's got one bad Blue Streak that's pretty good.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, like
diamonds in the police station. Yeah.
Right. And he has to like pretend he's a cop for a day, and he gets into hijinks. I mean, there's like some, especially like in the early part of Martin Lawrence's film career, there was actually some pretty decent flicks. So that's why I feel like there's really the gut reaction thing shouldn't count for much, because I feel like everyone's going to say Mike Epps is worse, because I would.
He is worse. Whatever. I guess when we get to his fucking that area, but I'll tell you right now, fucking Martin Lawrence is gonna blow Mike Epps out of the water in that.
Growing up with 8 brothers and sisters, Mike had a hard time getting any attention from his mother. This led him to try to be as funny as possible, becoming a jokester and constantly pulling pranks. In his early years of school, Mike was the class clown. He even went to juvenile hall for supergluing a classmate's hands together. That's actually pretty funny.
Damn. He was
later in life. Later in life, Epps ended up dropping out of high school, started to sell drugs, spent some time in jail. When he got back on the streets, Mike decided to try stand-up comedy. He entered a contest in Indiana at an Indiana club called Seville's. Emboldened by his success at the club, he left Indiana with only $80 in his pocket and headed for Atlanta, Georgia. He began doing stand-up comedy at the Act Theater to make ends meet. He worked in a manhole during the day. Worked in a manhole. What the fuck? Is he fucking pounding man ass? What the hell?
That's how bad Indiana is. Like, this guy literally would leave with $80 in his pocket. Like, yeah, I'll make it.
Eventually, the owner of the Comedy Act Theater suggested he move on and try his luck in New York instead. At the age of 21, Mike hopped on the Greyhound bus and headed for New York. After many unsuccessful shows, Mike got lucky and was able to appear in 2 Def Comedy Jam shows. This started his career, and by 1997, he was in his first film, Strays. This was Vin Diesel's directorial debut as well. So
I did not know that.
Mike Epps was in Vin Diesel. I mean, like, that's one of the great auteurs of our time. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
I mean, of course.
Martin Fitzgerald.
Like Martin Lawrence, dude.
Martin Fitzgerald Lawrence was born on April
6th. Fardum Lawrence?
I did not say Fardum. Dude.
Fardum Lawrence, dude?
I did not say Fardum. What are you talking about?
It sounded like you were
rewind the tape. That's not. Fardum Lawrence. Find it. Martin Fitzgerald Lawrence was born. Martin Farton Lawrence was born in April April 16th, 1965 in Frankfurt, Germany. He began doing comedy shows in the nearby Washington, D.C. and worked odd jobs on the side. Comedian Rich Snyder, who worked at some of the local clubs, suggested Martin leave town and go to New York. Seems like a common thing at the time, I guess. Martin left for NYC, found his way onto the improv comedy stage. Shortly after, Martin was on Star Search. He was the runner-up against Mark McCollum. Even though he lost, CBS offered Martin a role in a new television series, What's Happening Now? This was his first acting job and the beginning of his career. So there's your little bios. Judge it how you will. White parents versus black parents.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh,
I have
damn.
I have white parents, so I actually know what white parents are like.
And I have black parents, so I know what black parents are like.
We got the comparison going on. It's
there
good.
you go.
In a motherfucking minute, Timmy, you're grounded and you're dead, mom, bitch. You're fucking out of here, man. That's how they always do their leg and their foot. You're fucking dead, mom. You're dead, fucking dad is dead, man.
White folks do be doing that, though.
Timmy, what's the problem?
I've noticed that in white families.
Yeah.
I didn't personally grow up in one, but I've noticed that like white families and the kids, when they're talking back, they do lead. They lead with their foot, you know.
Mm-hmm. You're dead.
You're dead,
You're
mom.
dead. You're dead, mom.
My grandmother is 80-something years old. She don't know what head mean, the word head. My little nephew was playing that song. She came in there and said, cut it off right now before I come in there and get some head out of all of you.
All right, well.
That's a little funny.
That's pretty goddamn funny. All right.
You know, in fairness,
yeah,
that is
having
funny.
grannies, you have the old person misunderstanding, like, oh, that's some newfangled slang.
Here he is bringing a kangaroo on stage for some fucking reason.
Going on stage in Detroit by, of all things, a kangaroo. The animal appears to be terrified. Then the room
Yeah, no
looks
shit.
as if it's trying to throw a punch. Epps dashes to the other side of the stage in fear. Take another look. Reaction on social media has been withering. I didn't think Mike Epps playing with that kangaroo last night was funny at all.
Yeah, why'd you gotta fuck with a kangaroo?
What are you doing?
Can't you stick to making like banal racial fucking observations and leave this poor fucking kangaroo out of it? That's a point against Mike Epps right here.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless Martin Lawrence has
Any
some other
goodwill?
animal abuse.
Any goodwill you got from the granny giving head joke?
Yeah.
Gone.
You fucking you got me to giggle a little bit internally, and a little peep of it actually came out of my mouth. And then you did this shit. You terrified a kangaroo. I wish that motherfucker would have kicked you in the face.
All right, I love white people.
Well, I mean, that certainly wins some points with me, you know.
1 point for Mr. Lawrence.
I figure that's the best thing to say in a room full of white people.
You are correct, sir. That is the best thing. 2 points for Mr. Lawrence.
I love the white people.
If he shines my shoes, he may get a 3rd point. Yes.
I like the cut of that fellow's jib.
Knows his place.
Thanks, dude. All right. All right, you love us, man. All right. No, I kid racism, man. I think racism is so crazy, and I don't know who's ever instilled in that mind.
Wow,
But
a bold take. It's the bravery.
Yeah.
I mean, like, to hear, you don't usually hear open criticisms of racism in our society.
I mean, this is 1990.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, slavery was just gone like a couple years at this point.
Right.
You know.
1988 is when they Lincoln freed the last slave in 1988. So this is like.
I do. All right.
Hobo scratch. You got a girlfriend, man? Man, you better get another name. You don't call nobody house. Can I speak to Tina? Yes, can I tell her who's calling? Hobo scratch. That shit don't mix, man. Darren.
That dude's calling himself Hobo Scratch. I mean, that's just like a gift wrap joke. I mean,
Yeah, seriously. That guy
like,
is funnier than Martin Lawrence.
Just being named Hobo Scratch, going around calling himself that, sitting front row.
And you're Darren now, all right?
I wonder if he's a
Fucking
plant.
Darren. That's your thief name, Darren.
Could be.
Dude, he's a fucking plant. Martin had his friend come in here and say some silly ass shit to set up this fucking easy T joke, dude.
Well, you know what? Gotta give him credit for it, right? Because it was funny. I mean, it landed.
Put Hobo Scratch front row.
All right, so here's how we cover up my complete lack of comedic talent. We'll have a guy in the front. I'll ask him his name. It'd be like, I'm Hobo Scratch. And then I can fucking...
What name is that?
Nobody's gonna name themselves no Hobo Scratch.
What the fuck, dude? Come on. Obvious plan.
What's up, man?
Thanks, nephew.
All right, shit getting a little fucked up in here. I know you want dreads to grow, but right now something's not like a chia pet type shit. It's not flowing. It's not.
Another plant.
Chia.
Actually, that dude may not be a plant because he was doing that rock back and forth that looks like he was contemplating like what would it really cost me if I jump up on the stage and beat the fuck out of this dude right now?
This is a scene from next Friday.
Replacing Chris Tucker, who was great in Friday.
This is, by the way, why I hate Mike Epps. I told you I would tell you when we got to it. I knew it was going to come up at the beginning of this episode when we were going through the personal feelings part or whatever that doesn't count or may not count. This is the reason I hate Mike Epps, because he was brought in to replace Chris Tucker, who was iconic and Smokey in the first Friday films. And then here's Mike Epps. And instead of Smokey, we get Mike Epps, and he's just horrible.
So let's be real here. Smokey in the first Friday is like 90% of what works about that film.
Yes.
Maybe not 90, like 80 or something.
It's a high percentage. Dude, Smokey is fucking
like,
hilarious. Dude.
He's the fucking, he is the comedic heart of that film. It should have been, without him, there should never have been a fucking sequel.
Hey man, you straight? Hell no, I ain't straight. Look at my eyes, they still red? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Man, she fucked you up.
It's a scene that's just alive with energy.
I'm telling you, dude, the first Friday movie, it has that crackle that a good comedy has, where every scene justifies itself with a good funny moment. It's punchy, it's quick. And it's not even about the energy level that Ice Cube is displaying here, because he has that same kind of laissez-faire attitude in the first movie. It's just that
he's like with this madcap, fucking crazy, over-the-top fucking character in Smokey.
Well, not only that, but his dad, his mom, like all of the characters that surround him are these over-the-top, kind of like characters. And he's the straight man amongst all this shit. And now in next Friday, you got him and Mike Epps. It's just not... The payoff's not good enough to sit and watch fucking Ice Cube be bored making this movie. You know what I mean?
Oh, snap! A softball pitch. You think you're good at this? Get me a snow cone.
The nut shot, huh?
I mean, it never ceases to be funny, man.
Yeah, canonically, he is a man dressed as a woman within the context of the film.
Right.
Yeah.
About me.
Oh no! Big Mama could never forget that ass. Ma, asthma.
So like he literally just can't even control what he says.
Big Mama gonna rail this big fat juicy dick up that pussy. What, Big Mama? Want some cornbread, honey? What is this shit?